Well, there you go. Right. Okay, so it'll count down,
Okay.
and then we can start chatting. Yeah, 3, 2.
Math is fun.
Yeah.
3,
You
2,
start
1.
with, so yeah.
Okay, so let's say we want to factor 2x squared minus 5x minus 3, so we'll do something called the AC method. Okay, so then that means that you're going to try to find two numbers that multiply, and you always want to do...
Okay, so
Can I point?
yeah, well, I can get a little. What we can do is here. Well, you can actually point with using the pen if you want to. I mean, basically just if you want to do a little.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. You can
So
do it.
okay, so the first one. So we want two numbers that multiply to the first one times the last one. So 2 times negative 3. So I always write it down over here on the side so I don't lose the number that I'm thinking of. That's the negative 6.
So
but you also need two numbers that add up to what?
Negative 5.
Well then.
Right.
You need to add up to negative 5.
And that's the number in the middle. Okay.
That's the number in the middle. That's
right.
right. That's the middle coefficient. So now you're trying to think. Now over here on the side, you're thinking, oh, 6 times 1. So I can do it 2 times 6. Try 2 times 3.
Yeah, that's not give you. So if you've got a negative 2 and a positive 3, you're not going to get the negative 5.
Well, let's try it. You said, what do you say?
So let's try negative 2 and positive 3. So that'll give you the negative 6.
Does it add to positive negative 5?
It's not going to do that, is it? Okay.
Shucks.
So, yeah.
Next.
We could try and positive 2 and a negative 3.
Positive 2 and negative 3. Let's give it a try. That gives you the negative 6.
No, but still not the negative 5.
Does not add up.
So you've got to you've got to think of 2 other numbers that make 6. When you multiply 2 and 3, I always think is a classic. But what are the 2?
6 and 1.
6 and 1. Yeah.
All right. So 6 and 1 will do it. So 6 times 1. But remember, we need to multiply to negative 6. So one of them's got to be negative.
Yeah,
Which one's going to have to be negative?
Well, we need to get to negative 5. So more negatives. Let's put the negative 6.
All right. So negative 6 plus 1 is negative 5.
Yep.
Negative 6 times 1 is negative 6.
Okay, great.
Excellent. All right, so when you're doing the factor by grouping, or sorry, the AC method, you're going to start doing the factor by grouping by doing, how do I?
Just click that over. So just go over here. There you go.
So this is learning.
I know, yeah. Oh, no, it's good to record, yeah.
All right, so we're going to rewrite. The first one stays the same. The first term stays the same always, 2x squared. The last term stays the same always. Okay. What you're going to do with the two numbers that you discovered over here is you're going to put those numbers in the middle. So you're going to put the negative 6x and then the positive 1x.
Now, do you ever get the students asking you which way around it should be?
I do. So this is what I always tell them. Okay, so which order should it be? The reason why I picked the negative 6 first is because I'm going to do a factor by grouping, and negative 6 and 2 have something in common. So it's easy to do factor by grouping. That's why I picked it. If it doesn't work, you could have rearranged those. Order doesn't really matter.
But actually, do tell the students, it actually doesn't matter. It'll still come out the same. Because I always wondered myself, is it important which way around it is? You're right, I make sure they groups nicely.
Exactly. You just want to make sure it groups nicely. That's it. So the first group, so I'm going to look at this first group right here. Just this first group. This is the factor by grouping. And this will be what's in common. There's a 2, anything else?
And an x.
And an x. What's left over?
So we're going to get x minus 3.
X minus 3. Always do the what's left over in your parentheses. Then you're going to do the second group.
Now this is the interesting one, yeah.
What's in common between 1x minus 3? It doesn't look like there's any x's in common. That's obvious.
And I know some students think, well, what can I factor out? I mean, in theory, normally when we're factoring, that can't be factored, but of course there's a 1. Yeah, there's always a 1 you can
There's always that imaginary 1. You can never forget that imaginary 1. When in doubt, put that imaginary 1 when you're doing factor by grouping. That 1x...
And just get the mix of the students that, of course, that second parenthesis has got to be the same as the first one.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's got to be the same. And if it doesn't, you've done something wrong. Go back and rearrange some things. Maybe you would have had to rearrange that negative 6 and 1. All right, so now you notice that there's the x minus 3, the x minus 3. That's in common because they're the same. So that's the x minus 3 that's in common. And then the second set of parentheses, what do I have left over?
That's what's left here, the 2x plus 1.
The 2x and the plus 1, because that's, again, that's what's left over from right here.
Yep.
And right here. So this is...
x minus 3.
2x plus
2x plus 1. And I'll say you just factored it. Okay, so what I'll do is that was actually really good. I mean, for a first start, I found really well.